there was a really interesting telecom reg, just to talk about the numbers you talked about, the sort of
Yeah.
19 times. Uh, uh, Office of Management Budget evaluated this particular telecom regulation. This is something that Casey Mulligan talks about. And when he was at CEA, the CEA did a look. Council of Economic Advisors did a similar study on this particular regulation, and found that it was costing the U.S. Economy in terms of competition losses, not 50 million, but 100 billion with a B.
Sure.
And so the scale is not understood. I think partly it's not understood because people look at regulation and they say, well, it's all about business compliance cost. That's
Right.
the problem with regulation. It's businesses have to comply with these things, and yes, there is a business compliance cost, and it's not great. Then they say, well, what about divergence cost? If we have different regulation from the Europeans,
Right.
there's a cost to that, and yes, there is a cost to
Sure.
that. But what our data shows is that the anti-competitive harm, that the damage to the market itself and to market opportunities and to new entrants, if the business cost and the divergence cost amounts to about 10 or 15%, the other 85% is this anti-competitive harm cost. So again, you're up in the sort of 6 or 7 times number in terms of what's not talked about and what's not realized. Now, all of those things damage your own economy. If you're distorting your market, you're damaging your own economy. You're destroying wealth out of your own economy. But what you're also doing is you're damaging, because you're distorting the conditions of competition,